So this is a new Navigator. $65,000, $996, and let me see, you can lease it for $799 a month times 36 months. So what does this come with? This is a 2015. This comes with, let's see, My Ford Touch, voice-assisted navigation, typical. Leatherwood steering wheel, audio cruise control, heated, cooled seats, good. 10-way driver's seat, okay. Power liftgate, running boards are power deploy. Pretty much all the Cadillac has the power running boards on their new Escalade. And, anybody who's been into trucks for long enough knows that, Navigator had it first. But now the Cadillac's got it. Now the Cadillac's $90,000, where the Navigator, pretty much close to loaded, if not loaded, is $70,000. $68,000 rounded up. I like to round up. So this is the Navigator. On the outside, it really doesn't look that much different than the Navigator that one of my family members has. It really doesn't look that different. Now, I know they refreshed the front and everything. There's that MKC. I almost wish I could make a commercial like Jim Carrey and like, what's that guy, Matthew McConaughey, where I'm driving with my fingers up like I'm retarded. But, it's raining out there, so I probably couldn't do that. So this is the front end of this thing. This thing has a twin-turbo V6. And although Lincoln wants you to believe that this new V6 is as fuel efficient as the outgoing V8, I refuse to believe it. And the problem, here's my problem. This is my bottom line, and I have to outline it. I have to outline my problem with this truck very carefully. Now, Lincoln swapped the last V8 for a twin-turbo V6, just like they did in, the Lincoln. Oh, here's the power running board. Let's see that again. But you've already seen this. Yeah. Everybody's already seen this. A very nice feature when it first came out. Okay, so anyway, here's this goddamn you, Lincoln. The materials just aren't that exciting. Oh, look, they have a Tesla Model S back there. Isn't that interesting? I may check that out in a minute, see if that's a performance Model S. But anyway, here's my problem with the Navigator, and I don't want to get off topic. Ford wants you to believe that the new Navigator is as fuel efficient as the outgoing V8, especially when you're carrying an entire load or towing a family. That's what they want you to believe. Here's my problem, though. Anybody who's ever had a twin turbocharged vehicle or a supercharged car knows that those vehicles require premium fuel in order to reach maximum horsepower and maximum torque. Now, the V8 that was in the last model could take regular unleaded gas without problems like pinging or without having to worry about the warranty. This new V8 can take regular unleaded, but obviously, in order to make the twin turbos get maximum efficiency, you have to use premium fuel. If you don't use premium fuel, you don't get maximum power. So, another thing that turbo users will know is when you have turbos, basically what ends up happening is turbos, when you require boost, when you step all the way down on a pedal, and at first you're just, you're kind of almost using just naturally aspirated torque in the very beginning, but when you step all the way down on the pedal and the car is forced to pull harder and faster, what ends up happening is you're using boost. Boost means, it's sucking in more air, mixing more air with the fuel, increasing the air to fuel ratio. So what ends up happening is you end up using more fuel faster. And I could basically, somebody's going to, oh, that's bullshit, that doesn't make no sense. Ford said that. Listen, I will post in the URL section of this video, I will post where you can read about turbochargers and whether or not they're really efficient. And you can read about it. And you can tell me then, after you've read it, you can tell me whether or not you think I'm wrong. But the simple fact of the matter is, twin turbochargers on a V6 in a truck this big only makes the engine work harder than a V8 engine that was naturally aspirated, designed for high fuel efficiency, such as with valve cutoff like the new Hemis have. my argument is this: if I tried to tow a load over, let's say, 100 miles in the V8 version that they had last model year versus this car's V6 EcoBoost, I believe, my hypothesis is that I would get higher fuel efficiency out of the V8. Because you got to remember, the last V8 was not designed like the Escalade's V8. It wasn't designed for maximum horsepower. It was designed for maximum torque, maximum ability to tow boats and planes and whatever else rich people have. But that's my hypothesis. And the problem is, only a reviewer that has access to the old truck and the new truck and a trailer to tow a certain amount of mass, only somebody who does a review like that is fully reviewing this vehicle. I am not equipped to fully review this vehicle, simply put, because I don't have two of these trucks. I have access to the old one, but I don't have access to the new one. I have access to a trailer. I have access to mass, like I could tow a U-Haul or something. But the problem is, in order to really, really review this vehicle or any other truck, it goes beyond just talking about the fact that all this stuff is still plastic. It goes beyond talking about the fact that it seems like some things don't line up perfectly. Because the problem is, the American buyer, after being spoiled by the Germans, the American buyer is looking for more excitement, and they're looking for ridiculously powerful engines. And that's why a lot of people are taking their money over to Dodge for the Durango. But in any event, this is the materials. The materials really don't feel like they've changed since the last model. You got like the same inlays. It really doesn't look anything different. The same plastic switches. Now, granted, these are plastic switches and everything, but Ford actually does have pretty high reliability with these trucks, which is a good thing. Their trucks, America seems to do trucks really well. So here, anyway, when you get in, you see the My Ford system. Let's turn the bastard on. Let's see it. My Lincoln. Where's Matthew McConaughey when you need him? Accessory power active, press brake to start. Okay, so this is the new sync system. They must have learned their lesson after fielding the last sync system, which everybody hated, old people especially, because they were having so much trouble with it. But what they've done, obviously, is they've basically made it so that there's more physical touch buttons. You can turn more knobs. The heating and cooling has easy access. You can push it. It's much simpler. You don't have to look for anything. That's good, right? So, simple tune knob. Let me see. I'm not going to get any music in this, but you got your volume knob, your tune knob. Let me see. There's probably a voice dialer, voice control. Let me see. Voice control on the steering wheel. Let's see.
Please say a command.
Play 97.1.
Try saying a device name like phone or USB.
God.
You can also say climate. Main menu. Say a command.
Radio.
Radio. Say a frequency or preset.
103.5.
Tuning to FM 103.5.
Millionaire's Club TV game show in Las Vegas.
Thank you. Okay. Honestly, I really think that this Navigator's a refresh. I really don't believe that they meant for this Navigator right here, the 2015. I don't think they meant for this model to be an all-new model aside from the engine options. I really don't. This is a refresh, basically. This model feels and looks exactly like the 2010 that that one of my family members has. It looks exactly the same. And it really looks exactly the same. I mean, they've added a lot of these push buttons and everything for the new Ford system, but other than that, I really don't see much difference. I really don't. Okay, this is the accessory mode. All right, this is accessory mode. Oh, okay, I've turned the lights on. Let me get out and take a look at the lights. Okay, nice lights. and it has a back that looks almost exactly like the Durango. But let's not hold it against them for that. I mean, after a while, you stop coming up with ideas. Okay, and then they have the Escalade. Really surprised me. The Escalade now has a full fold flat seat. So now these are the buttons right here. In the side, you push these down, and this whole shit just folds all the way down. Look at that. Folds right down, flat. In fact, I think the next one will fold flat too, if I'm not mistaken. But I think you have to do that one by hand. So right here you have the folding buttons. So when you push them both, they both come up. Which is, that's actually really good. Now the Escalade, the new Escalade is a fucking beast. That thing has all of this stuff, and because they've started making these things in brighter, more luxurious colors, it's like it looks a lot better too. But you know, the Navigator has its place. After all, the Escalade is $60-something thousand. You know, the Escalade is really, really up there in price. It's really, really up there. It's really up there. The Escalade is expensive. It's very expensive. Now, looks like you have power lumbar. This is the button for power lumbar right here. So, then it has 2 memory seats. Okay. Okay, memory seats, power lumbars. Okay. So it says fuel level low. Right here to access what's on the screen. It's like you push OK. That's really nice. Alright. Okay. Now let's see what it says. Trip fuel. It says average mile per gallon 7.2. I'm guessing it must be higher than that, so that must be the delivery miles. Entertainment, navigation system, all of that is accessible right here. So it's just like the Lincoln MKS. It's just like the other Lincolns. You know, but see, what bothers me more than anything with Lincoln has been supplanted. Lincoln and Cadillac have both been supplanted by the Germans. What Lincoln used to be is what Mercedes is now. And once somebody gets into a Mercedes S-Class, nothing but money or the lack thereof would cause them to want to get into one of these cars. I mean, it would be one thing if they were building big V8s or SRT style vehicles where you have a monstrous, powerful car, but that's not what they're building. They put a fucking twin turbo V6 in this thing. I hope Lincoln is watching this and they're doing consumer research, because I just want you to know, whoever is at Lincoln who took the V8 out of the Navigator, whoever named all of these vehicles, like this MKC over here and the MKS, whoever named these vehicles, these 3-letter alphabets trying to copy off a Cadillac, I just want you to understand, if it was up to me, you'd be fired. You and every single person in your division, everybody in your unit, you'd all be fired for gutting Lincoln. When I was a kid, Lincoln was awesome. They made big cars with sloppy V8s. Nobody's racing no motherfucking town car. Nobody's racing a Continental. Nobody's racing these cars. But they made big cars that you'd be proud to be in. Now, it's plastic this, faux leather that, rubber impact gray. And no, granted, somebody will say, oh, well, you drive a Chrysler. Yeah, but the thing about it is an SRT vehicle will take down just about anything on the highway that isn't a Nissan GTR or costs $100,000 plus. And I'll take you down for half the price. But Lincoln, twin turbo V6s? Why? Why do they do this to themselves? Why? Why do they do this? Why do they do this? Is it because there's old people working at Lincoln that need to be fired or retired or whatever, or let go or put down? Is that what it is? How could they gut an American brand like? How could they gut the brand? How could they do it? Huh? How did they kill the brand? How did they make Lincoln less desirable? There's nothing competitive. The only thing competitive about these cars, this and the Escalade, is the size, because this, you know, a Range Rover ain't this big. And when they make a Bentley, SUV, it won't be this big. It doesn't matter how expensive it is. It'll be $250,000. It won't be this big. The Lincoln Navigator and the Escalade are huge SUVs. But the question is, why would you pay top dollar for one of these when you could get a regular SUV like a Denali or a Yukon or something? You can get it so much cheaper. Why would you pay top dollar for one of these? What is in here that makes you pay top dollar? Because it ain't the Lincoln badge. So, we looked at the trunk. Let's look at the other point of contention. Even these wheels aren't that cool. It's like, you mean to tell me, I don't know who works at that goddamn design team, but somebody needs to be fired immediately. Let me see, how do you get this open? Okay, there's a button, there's a switch here. It's a little yellow plastic. Wait a minute, please tell me this is not plastic. Tell me that's not plastic, Ford. Tell me Lincoln and Ford. Oh my God, look how much space is left over in here. You can put a supercharger in here. EcoBoost. All these damn hoses and pipes and shit. Where's the V8? Where is the V8? All you liberal greeners who, yeah, well, you're funding terrorism by buying gas. You're breathing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, you stupid motherfuckers. Where's the V8? There are volcanoes right now breathing more CO2 and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere than mankind could ever imagine. And you fucking retards think that taking the V8 out of a fucking Navigator is gonna save the planet? And some people ask me, why am I so angry? Where's the V8? Where is the V8? Oh my God. It's incredible. I'm looking at this. This is astounding. This is absolutely just saddening. It just makes me sad. It just makes me sad. Meanwhile, Cadillac's putting a motherfucking 6+ liter fucking massive ass V8 in their trucks. Ask them about motherfucking global warming. They don't give a fuck. And granted, GM is not the exact best, they're not really the best example I can use, considering all of this shit's under recall right now. But okay, so you got a 110 volt cigarette lighter, 110 volt inverter. That's nice. That'll keep the kids busy. Or you could just be a real parent and, actually talk to your kids or read to them or something. That's nice that you have a clock back here, and it looks like you may have a secondary. No, it doesn't look like you have a radio. No, I think you have some level of selections of media back here. But this one doesn't have the entertainment system. And granted, while you're watching this video, I know one of you is going to say, oh, this video's too dark. Yeah, you're right. It is too dark. Why is it that Lincoln doesn't have brighter colors? I would expect a dark interior like this on a sport model, but why is it that Lincoln isn't using brighter colors? Where's the cashmere and the camel tan, or where's the teal or anything? They need stuff to make them stand out. All of these old people at Lincoln need to be fired. These people are not building Lincolns. I mean, I'm looking even at this Lincoln MKC, the Matthew McConaughey commercial. The Lincoln lawyer wouldn't be proud of this stuff. Woody, yeah, see, these colors are a little bit brighter. This is like, see, this is what I'm talking about. When you open this up, this kind of looks like an S-Class. Well, not really an S-Class. I'll say this looks a little bit more like a Mercedes. Something in between a CLA and a C-Class. This looks a little bit better. But my question is, would the Lincoln lawyer really be proud of one of these things? The Lincoln lawyer is supposed to have a big, sloppy, powerful V8 that gets like 10 miles to a gallon. The Lincoln lawyer is supposed to have leg space from here to Detroit. This looks a little bit better. It's a little brighter. I'm still not crazy about this vehicle, but it looks a little bit better, right? I have to say, though, Lincoln does have better interiors than Tesla does. Right now, all Tesla's got going for them is the fact that they're electric cars that liberal hippies want to buy so that they can tell everybody how much gas they saved and how they didn't fund ISIS that day. You know, meanwhile, they're flying around on jets and wasting more energy than I'll ever use. I bought this from Tesla, $89,996. I'm thinking this is a performance Model S. Model S Performance. Oh, this is a P85. Tesla Model S. This is a Performance 85, and they want $89,990. They want basically $90,000 for it. I like the wheels. They got the nice. I have to say, Tesla needs to hurry up and make the Model X. It's hot.